Hello everyone, in this video I will explain how to replace the thermostat on 1999 to 2006 Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra pickup trucks equipped with 4.8, 5.3, and 6-liter engines. Step number 1. Park the truck on a flat surface, set the emergency brake and place blocks in front and behind the rear wheels for safety. 2. Note, before starting this repair, allow the engine temperature to cool down to avoid accidental burns. Remove the coolant reservoir cap by turning it counterclockwise, place a clean drain pan under the radiator and loosen the radiator drain plug located on the bottom of the driver's side by turning it in a counterclockwise direction to drain some of the engine coolant. Once the coolant stops draining, proceed to close and tighten the drain valve. 3. Loosen the clamp on the air intake duct using a flathead screwdriver or a ratchet and an 8mm socket. 4. Loosen the second clamp on the air intake duct that connects to the throttle body with a flathead screwdriver or a ratchet and an 8mm socket. 5. Next, disconnect the air intake duct from the upper radiator hose by pulling the hose downwards and proceed to remove the entire air duct by pulling it up by hand. 6. Open the plastic retainer clip and proceed to disconnect the hoses from the fan shroud by pulling on them upwards by hand or by prying on them with a small bar. 7. Next, remove the 2 upper bolts that fasten the fan shroud to the core support using a ratchet and a 10mm socket. 8. Next, remove the 4 plastic retainer clips locks that join the 2 halves of the fan shroud using a tool for this purpose or a flat-tip screwdriver. Start by prying the center piece upwards to release the tension. Next, proceed to remove the plastic retainer clips completely by levering the bottom part of them away from the fan shroud. 9. Once you have removed the 2 bolts and all the plastic retainers, move the upper radiator hose back towards the cabin and proceed to remove upper section of the fan shroud completely. 10. Note, before removing the serpentine belt, locate the diagram that shows the belt routing. If the sticker is missing, draw the belt routing on a piece of paper. Turn the belt tensioner bolt clockwise using a ratchet and a 15mm socket to relieve tension and remove the belt with the other hand. 11. To avoid contaminating the air conditioning compressor belt with antifreeze, insert the tip of the ratchet or an extension into the center of the adjuster and turn the ratchet to the right to relieve the belt tension and remove it with the other hand. 12. Loosen the engine water outlet hose clamp with a flathead screwdriver or a ratchet and an 8mm socket. 13. Place a clean drain pan under the engine to collect the antifreeze that will spill when removing the water hose. And insert a small flathead screwdriver into the edge of the hose to unstick it if necessary and pull the hose outward with the other hand as shown in the image. 14. Next, remove the 2 bolts from the thermostat housing with a ratchet and a 12mm socket. 15. Once the bolts have been removed, proceed to remove the thermostat housing by pulling it outwards by hand, and, if necessary, remove it from the engine by tapping it lightly with a rubber mallet. 16. Scrape any fragments of old gasket material from the engine and clean the mounting surface before installing the new thermostat. 17. Install the new thermostat in its correct position by aligning it with the notch of the thermostat housing shown in the image. 18. Next, install the bolts and tighten them to the specs listed in your owner's manual. Install the remaining components in the reverse order in which they were removed, ensuring that all bolts, clamps and fasteners are tightened according to the specs listed in your owner's manual. 19. Add the correct type and mixture of antifreeze till the level reaches the full mark. Install the cap on but do not tighten it all the way. Start the engine and make sure that there are no coolant leaks. Pay close attention to the temperature gauge. If the engine temperature starts climbing past half, turn the engine off and allow it to cool down. Add more coolant if needed and repeat the procedure 1 or twice till the thermostat opens correctly and the engine temperature remains normal. Tighten the coolant reservoir cap all the way and congratulate yourself for having performed a successful repair and for saving money at the same time. Have a wonderful day.